Hello friends, left the channel and still for some reason here on this video here, bringing you another Dota 2 video on behalf of Proguides. And in this video, we're kind of talking Dota. We're just talking about, the transfer of the channel over to Proguides. And that's who this guy is. I don't know if he's below me on the video, but he's a Dota alchemist. This is what Turtle looks like for anybody that out there that was wondering.
And anybody who doesn't know who Turtle is, you joined Dota Alchemy in terms of like watching our content about 2 years ago, would you say? Something like that?
I mean, when you guys started, yeah, for sure, I was watching.
And at that point, you were 1.5k MMR?
Yeah, I was very low. I was like Crusader or something, and I had just started playing Dota around then.
And now, what is your MMR?
Almost 6k, you know, top 3,000 or so.
Hell yeah.
Immortal rank. So we have a real life Dota alchemist. And the reason that he's here is because he's going to be managing the content of this channel going forward. So if you can't tell, this is no longer Dota Alchemy. Dota Alchemy has ceased to exist. And it was just something that needed to happen. Both for myself and Jenkins, we were kind of feeling the pull to do something else. But because we have built such an amazing community over our time here at Dota Alchemy, and we couldn't have done any of the things that we've done as far as like personally in our lives, professionally in our lives, without you guys, our viewers, and loyal Patreon supporters as well. We wanted to make sure that we handed off the channel to somebody who is passionate about Dota content, and would continue like the legacy of Dota Alchemy and what it stands for and what we've been trying to do here this whole time. So we felt like that was Turtle, and we felt that that was Proguides as far as like the umbrella company who's going to take the content to the next level and really like step up what Dota Alchemy was and just make it better.
Yeah, we had just for some backstory, we had some communications with Proguides way before this point about they wanted to come to Dota before, and then COVID happened, a bunch of other crazy stuff, and so it wasn't really going to happen until finally now. But before, we were gonna make content for them. They wanted to get into Dota, and we really liked the way that they did things, looking at their League of Legends content. And this is something Donnie and I have talked about so many times in the past on, Alchemy Answers and Replay Review. We're very vocal about this. Basically, we've thought, at least, I mean, I still have this opinion generally, like Dota content sucks, including mine. Like, I suck, Donnie sucks. I'm not gonna call it any other individual channels because I don't think that's what Proguides would want me to do. But the
point being is that like the quality I feel like the quality is always kind of lacking a little bit. Like maybe
compared to other games,
good, maybe the editing's good, maybe the subject matter's good, maybe it's funny, but it doesn't have like the full package like other games do. Right.
And this is actually our second time recording this video because somebody had audio issues. It wasn't me, but actually was me. But I told this story about, I have a buddy of mine who's probably my high school like best friend, and I recently reconnected with him, and we did a whole evening of just reminiscing. And he's still playing RuneScape. That's the game we kind of played in high school. He's like back to it, and he says the community's kind of small. He's doing like the YouTubing thing, he's doing the streaming thing, but he's worried that he's going to cap out at an amount of viewers, when eventually he gets to that point. And I said to him, to me, the best content creators are the ones that don't just bring the people that currently play the game to the content. It's the people that uplift the game, that make people want to play the game. And so for that reason, for a long time, I've believed that, as like a tier 2 player, as somebody who's been in the Dota scene for a long time, I've really wanted the content scene in Dota to get better, just because it'll bring more people to the game, and I like the game and I want to keep playing it. But there's the whole narrative that like Dota is dying. Like, we can fix that as content creators. If we're good at our jobs, we can fix that. So to me, it's really exciting to have a very successful creator like Proguides coming into Dota, who's done this for multiple games, brought channels from, I don't know, 30K subs to like 200K or whatever.
I think that this is actually the first one that they're actually just like straight up acquiring.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they've done 0 to like 500,000 on League or something like that, 0 to over 100,000 on Valorant, 0 to over 100,000 on like other games. So like people like their content is the main thing, because it's consistently very high quality. It's written well, edited well, produced well, and is clearly valuable. So, you know, that sounds kind of like what we initially wanted to try and do with Dota Alchemy. And frankly, you plus me is just not enough like manpower to make this kind of content. It's just neither one of us is like an expert editor. Neither one of us is like an expert script writer, voiceover artist, anything like that. And that's the kind of team that Proguides is actually going to bring to content. So it's like more professional, same good information. And that's exciting to me, because I think that, like you said, Dota needs that. Like the content creation scene for any game is ultimately what drives its popularity. You know, people are called influencers for a reason. I really don't like that term, but it's true. Like, people influence other people, and if there's somebody that makes the game seem super fun, super approachable, easy to learn, people are probably going to try it out. I actually had some League of Legends dude on Proguides attend my live class for the last couple of days and just be like, yo, this game is cool. Like, can you explain the differences between League and Dota? And I was like, absolutely. I'd love to convert you to the better game, you know? So
yeah. And so with Proguides, when I was first approached by them and started speaking to their team and everyone there, they were really supportive about, you know, trying really just to make the best content for the community and listening to what the viewers actually want to see. And I really hope that we can fulfill that. And, you know, it's my promise, and as well as everyone at Proguides, that we're gonna try our best to give everyone what they want to see. And we'll definitely be very active in the community, myself and everyone else, to make sure, you know, we can uphold that promise.
I think it's also worth mentioning that it's a whole team of people, right? It's and Dota people as well. Like I think there's some studio content currently being made with Brax and Capitalist, right? 9K player, tier 1 player, you know, Capitalist, professional voice actor, former professional player, caster. I'm going to be helping out with a lot of stuff. Maybe do some voiceovers, write some scripts, whatever, essentially. So it's kind of like an aggregation of Dota people that's going to go into this new channel, as opposed to just being kind of me and Donnie. It's going to be tons of Dota people in the sphere making content.
I remember when we were first talking to Proguides, and the COO, I think is what his title is. He was showing me. He like pulled up on stream on Discord. We were like talking on Discord, and he just started sending me pictures of like the studio that they're building so that they can record this content. And it's like it's like an ESPN style studio that they're gonna you know, like make that kind of content. Like that's their goal, is to like
no, they have big goals. They have really big goals. It's really cool. And like I said, this isn't some just PR bullshit. I would not do this for some PR bullshit. This is it's actually really cool, and they're super stoked about getting into Dota, and I'm excited to be part of it. It's pretty nice.
I mean, ultimately, you know, we wouldn't transfer Dota Alchemy to just anybody. So, like, you know, it's something that we built for 2 years with you guys, and that's super important. So it has to go into the right hands, and I think that this is it. Like, legitimately, it'd be pretty easy just to like stop making content. You know, I could just stop uploading videos, and that would be the end. But why do that when we can make it better?
Nah, this works. This is like you know, I'm doing my own little channel and not doing too many videos, but doing when I kind of feel like it. Maybe it can help out with like the Proguide stuff every now and then. Like for my life, as I talked about in my kind of exit video, I needed a change. We've talked with you needed a change, and this seemed like a really happy medium where we could still come back, possibly contribute, be involved, but not have to or I shouldn't say have to. We can basically move on and do something else that we needed for us, while also still maintaining this and feeling like what we did for the last 2 years isn't just gone. We're not just done with content. The community's, dissolved, and like it's still going to be there and functional, which is a really nice feeling to felt like I, at least personally, that I helped build something that's still going to keep living and breathing, even though I'm not going to be the one that's like fully maintaining it. That's a really nice feeling for me personally.
Yeah. I think it is very important to keep the community intact for sure. And because, you guys created it and supported it for so long, I think it would be like a really big waste to just, close it off and be like, that's it, right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of easy. I think it's kind of easy to get jaded over the course of time. Like, and it definitely has happened to me where it's just kind of like, oh, cool, like making another Dota Alchemy video, and I'm going to get flamed in like 5% of the comments, and then the other like 95% of the comments are going to be like, hey, cool, first, or give me a heart, or Daddy Jenkins, where did you go? And, like, that's fine, that's cool. But I've also, ever since I kind of have been in the process of stepping back, and I talked to our Patreon supporters about ending the Patreon, because obviously Dota Alchemy is gone. And I got a lot of really nice, like, well thought out messages from people that have just been watching our content for 2 years and just telling me like, hey, you guys like actually seriously influenced me in a positive way. And so, I kind of have forgotten that that's like, that was the point. And yeah, it is. It's like kind of a heartfelt thing. Like, thank you guys for that. Like, I appreciate it.
Yeah. That shit, that sort of stuff like has so much more value than anything monetary or clout or views or anything like that. Just when you actually perceive an individual who you've had a somewhat of a positive effect on, it's something I can sleep at night. I feel bad about drinking 10 sugar-free Red Bulls and Diet Pepsis a day, but I can feel like at least less of a degenerate when somebody's like, hey man, you made me smile today. It's like, it's really nice to hear that stuff. So I'm glad that that's not going anywhere. I'm glad that those people are still there. They can still be part of the community together, and then I'll still be involved as well. Obviously not to the same degree for own personal purposes, but get to still be around.
Yeah, at the end of the day, like, you guys built this as much as we did. So just because we're not like the faces that you see in every video doesn't mean that it's gone.
So that's it. Thanks, guys. We love you. We'll miss you. We'll be around. We're not dead. We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, reach out to either of us on Discord, Twitter. Like, you know where to find us.
Yep. Thanks, Turtle. Thanks to Proguides for carrying on the Dota Alchemy legacy, so to speak. We appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on the flip side.